Let's talk about silver, the devil's metal, shall we? And it can tear you up, that's for sure, if you don't watch what you're doing. And I want to warn the middle class a little bit. I noticed, if I put out a video, it'll state if, I get subscribers on it or something, or, well, you'll know what the ratings are and that type of stuff. But usually if you get subscribers, that means somebody liked what you said, right? And I remember I put something out a while ago about silver in 2012. It will hit record highs. And that was one of the things that I did that a lot of people liked. Because it wasn't, rated. It was the fact that there was more new subscribers. Now, if you're playing a marketing game, you're going to follow that, and follow that strictly. In other words, play to the crowd. And I noticed that, well, it's going to be my accusation, okay? It's going to be my accusation. That's exactly what a lot of people are doing in the silver community. They are actually playing to the crowd. And I don't think that's good, because it should be a little bit more responsible as to what you're really saying. Now, I know that the voice inflection and everything can be trained in such a way where people bite into it, It's always that kind, nice voice. I don't really have that too much, and I can get really bad sometimes, I know that. But I just want to point out that they're playing you people. They are. They are. Now, I think silver actually is a very good investment. But in the long run, the middle class is going to get slaughtered with this stuff. Slaughtered. Like you got the silver lady here with the nails. It's going to rip you to shreds. People are going to pour into this stuff at the highs, like later on. I know people right now who are into it, probably listening to me, aren't worried about it. But, who the hell knows? It's really difficult to say where the top's going to be. But the top is going to be caused by the middle class pouring into it. It's not going to be the ultra wealthy. That's a myth. Some billionaire is not going to just buy $1 billion of silver at $800 an ounce because he has so much money, he's going to just buy silver with it. I doubt that, because silver is a very volatile commodity. And, every time it goes down, amongst the people that push silver, they pretty much will use the reason the banksters and J.P. Morgan did it or something. And, yeah, there's some truth to that. I know about all the margin rate hikes and that type of stuff. And, yeah, there is like a conspiracy to knock it down at times. But basically the market is being driven by just the market. Really what's going on. Where the guys that can play games on the short side, what they're doing is they're pushing it down further, or they're allowing it to go up further. And where you can make out is volatility. It's a dangerous game to play leverage. Sometimes I'll play it, but sometimes I think I should only use it when my senses say to use it. A non-technical viewpoint. But a lot of times that seems to work better for me. And I don't think it's all just off of senses, because I'm constantly reading things. But sometimes it's almost like an accumulation of all what I read, where I'll just make a gut reaction, but it's really not off gut feeling. It's off of what I read. Now, I want to go over this thing again, because this was off of News Unit Blogspot, and it was a list of the Sons of Liberty. And, I never really got into this stuff too much. I listened to some of these people for some time, not much. And most of the people on this list I really didn't listen to that much at all, or even at all. And some of the people I never even heard of, really. And I listened to some of the stuff they put out recently. And, that's why I prefaced this with they're playing to the crowd. I think that's generally what I'm getting out of it. I got pretty good senses on what the deal is with a lot of people. And that's pretty much what they're doing. If silver was a very, very good investment, there'd be a lot more people in the financial world pouring into it too. Although I think those people are stupid. They are. They're lunkheads too, because they've been trained a little bit too much about the U.S. dollar. It's going to be around forever. and all that kind of stuff. So in a lot of ways, they're wrong too. But the big danger for the middle class, the ones that you're actually going to rip off, you're not going to break J.P. Morgan. You're going to wind up ripping off other middle class members. That's what's going to happen. When this goes too high, you're going to sell to some dealer, and that dealer is going to sell to some schmuck who is getting brainwashed by all these people on his list. Well, Bob Chapman's no longer here, but you know what I'm saying. They're going to be telling them you got to put every ounce of your money into silver, else it's all going down. We're going to be seeing the trend and seeing the trend. And something's going to happen where silver's going to adjust, and there'll be a new currency out, and maybe if from the time now to maybe some years from now, you're going to be way really good. But the average middle class Joe is going to get slaughtered. Typically, what happens? As a matter of fact, that's what happened every time. NASDAQ bubble, right? And what happened with real estate? Same thing. Now, for now, you're good. Keep with the silver, but don't go 100%. But as I've always noted, that no matter what happens with silver, they blame the banksters. The banksters kind of, I think, make the movements in silver exaggerate one way and the other. But basically, the market is pretty much reflecting what's going on in the world. Look at all the other commodities. I swear people don't like hearing this garbage. They just want to hear silver's going up. But that's really a fact. Everything's slowing down. And actually, silver and gold are faring better than the other commodities for just this year. They're up a little bit, and a lot of other stuff is still down, especially like oil and concrete and stuff like that, right? Now, I want to look at another angle. I was talking about Iran. People are a bunch of, I don't know, a lot of people are, I don't know if I'm totally warlike, but it's almost like I see a necessity of striking Iran. But I was looking at what kind of mining these people put out, because that'll stop. It depends on if there's a long drawn out war with this country. And their number one product is turquoise. Actually, that's their number one. And but in silver, see, this is turquoise production number one. But silver is 19th in the world. This is as of the Silver Institute 2008. So I don't think they have stats for 2009, 10, and 2011. I don't think they do. But it's probably pretty up there, I would imagine. And, that's that much more silver that'll be taken off the market if there's a prolonged war with Iran. And actually, all these commodities will start. They're pretty commodity-rich country. Just kind of looking at this angle a little bit, and that could be a little bit of a factor too. Not a whole hell of a lot of a factor, but it's an interesting angle. And if things that, like say, oil doesn't get through the Straits of Hormuz, it's probably going to cause, and that's going to drive up oil a great deal. I'd imagine it's going to drive up a lot of commodities, because oil is not the only thing that goes through the Straits of Hormuz, right? Is that not correct? It's probably very good logic. So anything, if you're in a commodities area in general, there's probably a lot of things that are going to go up quite a bit. Now, I want to talk about something about this Sharia Law. Now, in my devilish mind, I almost wonder about some of these guys that are into that crazy law where they off the women because of things they do that disobey their husband. They might have a very good entrepreneurial racket in this country. Like, say, for instance, this thing here was married to somebody. She had nails like that. It could be considered they could set up their own wife disposal service, and be entrepreneurs. And, someday that just might come about, because sometimes there always is a need for another product out there, another service. So you Iranians, if you're thinking of anything, that might be the entrepreneurial spirit that you need to have for the United States. And you never know who your first customers will be. It could be Jamie Dimon. It could be, maybe he has a problem with his spouse. It may be Lloyd Blankfein. Maybe he has a problem with his spouse. He'll be giving you a call, and they got plenty of money to give to you. So For all you Iranians in Sharia law, you might have a marketable product there somehow. Who knows, right? Just throwing an idea out there for you, right? Be nice now.